You're the fat, ugly sister of Kylie, not as successful. Headlines that were written back then, the stuff that was written about me, if you weren't strong, those journalists would have blood on their hands.
Today on Rain with me, Josh Smith, I am beside myself because we're joined by a real life icon, Dannii Minogue.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here.
No, I'm excited because I have to have this on record that I found your podcast. So I'm in Melbourne, I'm looking at podcasts, I find your podcast and I start listening. I'm like, this is amazing. I want to go on this one day. So for me, this has been a long time coming and this has been like, I've got to get this in the schedule. Obviously, I'm not in London that often. Like it'll now be sort of twice a year. So thank you.
Oh my God. Well, we can just end it here.
Yes, done.
Great.
It is Friday. Let's go for a drink.
Let's just do that.
I know, right? There's a pub around every corner, everywhere in England.
We can hit the shots.
Yeah.
What kind of go-to drink do you have in an English pub?
I do like wine, but it depends what pub because the wine can be warm and, you know.
Like paint stripper.
Yes. Yeah. It was kind of weird to me when I first moved to England. It was like, oh, you have wine with lemonade or something. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it's definitely different culture. I'd probably go for vodka tonic and just keep it easy.
Yeah. You know what you're getting.
A gin and tonic, something like that.
There's no surprises.
Yeah.
So you've been literally in the public eye since you were a child, which is so mad. And the entertainment industry has changed so much since then. I mean, I actually couldn't believe this, but you are about to celebrate the 20th anniversary of your hit album, Neon Lights. And you're doing a whole re-release and like the bangers on that album. I mean, I begin to wonder, put the needle on it. Just classics. Do you feel like you've always had your voice respected?
No.
Though, in the entertainment industry?
No, not at all. There was a lot of time when I first came to the UK when, I don't know, it was just like I was kind of the brunt of the joke for a lot of people. Kylie's better, you're not. You know, you're the fat, ugly sister of Kylie, not as successful, whatever. It was really harsh, like headlines that were written back then, the stuff that was written about me, if you weren't strong, those journalists would have blood on their hands because it was horrific. It never like completely crushed me, but I just thought, is this honestly worth it? I feel like we've come a long way since then. And there've been an amazing amount of people that have supported me through all of that. And then I guess a lot of new people that have just come on board like, oh, she's great now. I think X Factor was really played a big role in turning everything around because I had nothing to hide. I had no shits to give. I was just like, this is me. Honestly, if you don't like it, again, you don't have to watch it, right? Yeah. Don't employ me. Don't watch. Turn the TV
don't follow.
off. Exactly. Just don't do it. So I was really happily done. You know, when you just like, I'm happy with myself. So that's all I need here. The rest is a bonus.
How did you look after your own mental strength in those times?
Family are incredible. I guess they've been through so much. Always there. Amazing to have Kylie because she knows what it's like to be out front and there's a lot going on underneath and behind the scenes. So I could really bounce off her in a way that I couldn't the rest of my family who just kind of, you don't know what it feels like until you're there. And great friends and stuff. And incredible management and people around me. That really helped. I've, since got into, a lot of psychology and learning things. I mean, podcasts are life-changing, the stuff that you can listen to and learn to really exercise your brain. It's a muscle like the rest of your body and going to the gym. It really is, and you can exercise it to get that strength.
In those moments when you talk about X Factor, it's so, like, I remember being at university, and we used to like all gather around, we all used to watch it, we would do all of our pre-drinks to it. It was the moment. And it felt like the whole
big.
world just revolved around X Factor at that point. And it was literally like, oh my God, what's Dannii wearing this week? Oh my God, she looks amazing. Like literally it was like, we were on the edge, like waiting for the judges to come out.
I felt the pressure.
You felt the pressure in that moment.
It was like, you know, what are they wearing? And who's, you know, got the best outfit and all of that. Oh, we felt it like standing behind those doors before they open is, you know, you've got to be calm and, you know, you just got to be sure of yourself, even though you're not, you're like,
Yeah, like pushing back.
When they start opening, you're like, it's like being on a roller coaster.
You were just saying you've been compared to your sister, you've been compared to judges you sit next to on reality TV shows. How have you managed to stop your brain going into comparison traps when they're just thrust on you like that all the time? Because I feel like everyone has to deal with that at some point.
I mean, I think that it's something that probably started back in the old, you know, Hollywood movie days where they had their leading ladies. And some of those leading ladies did not want another leading lady there. Some of them did, but then it was, you know, to generate press, they were pitted against each other. So I think it's like an old throwback from then. Social media has now changed that because women get on social media and they're like, this is just got nothing to do with the truth and I don't have a problem with that person and da-da-da. It was kind of really still new with social media, like Twitter was the big thing and still jumping on there. I was still kind of nervous, like, oh, what do I say? And yeah, it was still all new. But thank God we're in a different landscape now.
Do you wish you kind of had the social media that we have now then?
Absolutely.
So you could use your voice a bit more? Absolutely.
For me, it's been a positive thing, a powerful tool. It's connected me to people. Like there are a lot of fans that I've got to know now we're friends. I've met a lot of people, connected people through that. Yeah, it's been a good thing. There were so many times I wish that, you know, because that's given me a voice that I had that back then.
And we talked so much about the breadth of your career and all the things you've achieved. Do you think having long success like that has given you a new sense of what success and failure means to you?
There's so much to learn, and if I get the opportunity to keep going, so much more to learn. But I do feel like the hardest times are like, as I said, age-wise, like teen years and early 20s. That's really hard to navigate, especially since I was now moving overseas to live at 19. I was so homesick, and that's really hard to be that far away from home when you're trying to navigate all of those things. Like, sure, you want to be independent. It's like, yeah, I'm a young adult, but you still want to be close enough that you can run home.
Yeah. Was that one of the hardest parts, you think, of your career?
Hardest part, yeah, coming to London. I was kind of addicted to it. I loved it. It was so new and different and a challenge because I had achieved so much in Australia. It was like starting over, and it was hard.
Starting over is sometimes the most empowering thing we can do for ourselves, though, isn't it? Dusting yourself down, knowing when you got to do something for yourself, even if it's difficult and it's hard.
Yeah.
But you got to do it.
It's just start all over again. Absolutely. It's a good thing. It's good for the soul. Difficult, but really good.
You are here to promote an amazing new dating show. It's the UK's first ever gay dating show. Yes. And it's called I Kissed a Boy, and it's on BBC Three.
I still think that's weird to even hear those words, that it still doesn't exist. It's about to. But how weird is it that it hasn't? Yeah, it's about time. It's taken too long. So many people have wanted it. So many people have asked for it. A lot of other formats have said, that's just not within our format and we don't do that. And, you know, yay, big cheers to BBC Three for making it happen. I mean, you know, and then on top of that, we hope people like it, you know. It's the only one, so.
Why do you think it's taken so long for a dating show like this to come to our screens?
I think people have been scared to make a show like this. And I get the feeling sometimes it's like, oh, well, not everyone wants to see that. And you know what my answer is? You don't have to watch. There's plenty of other programming out there.
Exactly.
You literally do not have to turn the TV on, people. So, like, it was weird. I got a bunch of messages when we'd announced that the show was starting, and a bunch of people like, I am now unfollowing you. This is just too much. And I'm thinking, all of the years of Mardi Gras and Pride.
But the dating show's too much for you.
The dating show. So I think that there's something there where it's okay if I'm in sequins and on stage singing, but to have a TV show where you're going to see two guys kissing and it's not in the clubs, it's not something hidden away, really does affect some people. And again, I revert to they don't have to watch it. And, you know, if they want to unfollow me and, you know, say anything like that, it's like, oh, hon, you should have unfollowed a long time ago. You know, I'm coming fresh from World Pride, you know, like, get out of here, scram. You know, run for your life. It's weird. And hopefully this will be like a podcast that, you know, we'll look back on in history and go, oh my God, do you remember Ep whatever when it was like there wasn't a gay dating show and now there's all these gay dating shows and
you're doing like season 16.
People, yeah, hopefully, where people, you know, were like, oh, we're going to be so shocked there's going to be guys kissing on TV. Like, to get to the other side, to get all the way there, we've got to start here. And I'm beyond excited for this to start.
You are such an amazing ally to the queer community and you always have been. I mean, you were the first act to perform at GAY, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But what was kind of like your awakening to allyship?
So I started work in Australia at 7 and I always had gay people around me, and to me that's just completely normal until like you start hearing things from other people, and I've always stood up and gone, hang on, that's not right. But also be gentle with people that maybe they don't know or they think they haven't come across a gay person. Of course they have. Yeah. But, you know, we're
everywhere, plot spoiler.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And to hopefully gently take their hand and go, this is all okay, it's going to be fine. Of course, there are people that are very against this and, you know, I'm not going to try and change their mind. Yeah, I've felt that I've had opportunities that have presented themselves where I could stand up and do something and it's been fun and joyful, like it hasn't been a chore. When Jeremy asked me to be the first performer at GAY, the environment back then was so different because artists were told by management and record companies, you know, you cannot announce that you are gay if you are. Like you cannot, everything has to be hidden because this is a career killer and we're not investing in someone that is openly gay. I mean, everyone knew that. So it was a very scary time for a lot of people. There were artists that knew they were gay but hadn't come out to anyone. They might be in a band situation. They hadn't come out to the other band members or family members or whatever. You have GAY, a club that loves pop music, and those artists just really wanted to get there and perform because there was no better vibe. But then you had the record company saying this, you had management saying this, you had artists that hadn't come out yet or they had to their friends, but, you know, there were all different levels of stuff. Plus then there was just media that would say anything about anyone at any time, and you can complain about it because otherwise that publication would never support you again. Like that's how the music industry ran. So you would find journalists would be vicious against people, and if they thought something about someone, they would out them, which is horrible, and it might not be true as well. There was just so many levels. So people were scared. So it's just to understand that environment back then. And I was like, me play at GAY? Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, you're like, sign me up.
Sign me up. They love pop music. I love pop music. And I'm like, quite frankly, the media say whatever they like about me anyway. So let's just do a gig and have some fun. So kind of just open the door. Hopefully this TV show kicks the door open, and then you know, change will happen.
And I think this show is so incredible for pushing the envelope and pushing TV in the right direction. But the ultimate part of it is about dating, and which is such a universal concept. We all date, well, hopefully. We're all looking for love at certain points in our lives. And like, I was thinking about this and I was like, oh my God, the amount of like terrible dates that I've been on. Oh my God. Did this ever make you reflect on some of the terrible dates, or even maybe the terrible kisses that you've had?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like, it's always been hard dating because being famous like from a kid. So like when I went into my teens, I'm famous. So like going on a date is kind of weird because wherever you go, it's like everyone's,
it's like,
you know, the room turns around and looks. That's a pretty hard situation to have a first date on. So yeah, it was a bit sort of uncomfortable for me. All of them.
All of them. You're like, God's sake. But before we hit the rosé
I should have
tour,
brought you some champagne.
Oh my God, imagine we could just be popping the corks right now. We always end on this question, and that always is, in the reign of your life, what is the one rule you'll always live by?
The thing that has given me the most strength, I've referred to many times, and I will in the future, is just because somebody says something about you does not make it true. And I've repeated that over and over in my head, because you can take on board what someone else says about you, but know that you know your truth. You know who you are, and no one can take that away from you.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, if that even helps one other person out there, I'd be super happy.